Welcome to Naija News Series, where we break down the headlines that matter the most, making sense of the complex, in ways that truly connect. Elections in Africa have long been heralded as a sign of democratic progress, a promise of change, accountability, and development. Yet, time and again, we've seen that elections alone do not guarantee prosperity. Nowhere is this paradox more evident than in Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation and its largest economy. Every election cycle in Nigeria is met with fervent hope, only for that hope to be tempered by the realities of governance. The 2023 Nigerian presidential election was a textbook example. It was an election marred by allegations of voter suppression, technological failures, and widespread distrust in the system. The outcome, like many before it, sent ripples through the economy, security sector, and the very psyche of the Nigerian people. But what does this tell us about the real impact of elections in Africa? While elections are meant to be a celebration of democracy, in Nigeria, they often serve as a reminder of deep-seated structural issues. The consequences of election results go far beyond who takes the oath of office. They determine the trajectory of the economy, the stability of the nation, and even the trust citizens have in democracy itself. Each election cycle in Nigeria brings economic instability. The months leading up to elections are marked by slowed investment, capital flight, and inflation. Businesses adopt a wait-and-see approach, unsure of the policies that will follow. After the election, the economy is often at the mercy of new leadership, which may or may not continue existing policies. For instance, in the aftermath of the 2023 election, the Nigerian naira plummeted to historic lows. The fuel subsidy removal, an economic policy pushed by the new administration, sent shockwaves across the country, leading to soaring costs of goods and services. Was this a necessary economic correction or an uncalculated move fueled by political urgency? One of the biggest electoral promises in Nigeria is always security. Yet, after every election, Nigerians find themselves asking the same question: are we safer than before? Insecurity, whether from terrorism, banditry, or police brutality, continues to plague the nation. The 2023 elections did little to change this reality. Instead, we saw a government struggling to assert control over violent non-state actors, worsening kidnappings, and an emboldened criminal underworld. The north remains under siege by insurgents, the southeast struggles with separatist agitations, and the rest of the country grapples with rising crime rates. Perhaps the most concerning impact of Nigerian elections is the erosion of trust in democracy itself. When people believe elections are rigged, manipulated, or predetermined, they lose faith in the system. Voter turnout in Nigeria has been declining consistently, with the 2023 election recording one of the lowest participation rates in history. For many Nigerians, elections are no longer a vehicle for change but a cycle of disappointment. The judiciary, often seen as the last hope for electoral justice, has also come under scrutiny, with post-election court rulings seen as biased or politically motivated. What must change? Nigeria's elections reflect a larger problem in African democracies: the disconnect between electoral outcomes and real change. Across the continent, elections have often become a game of power retention rather than governance improvement. So, what can be done? Institutional reforms. Independent electoral bodies must be strengthened to ensure transparency, reduce election malpractice, and restore public trust. Economic diversification and stability measures. Leaders must recognize the economic consequences of their policies post-election and work to stabilize markets. Security overhauls. Governments need to prioritize security beyond campaign promises, ensuring actual results that make citizens feel safe. Civic engagement. Africans, especially Nigerians, must continue to demand accountability beyond election day. Democracy is not a one-day event but a continuous process. Conclusion. The real impact of elections in Nigeria, and across Africa, is not just in who wins or loses but in whether governance improves post-election. If elections continue to serve as a mere formality rather than a mechanism for real change, then democracy itself remains at risk. Nigeria stands at a defining moment. Will it learn from its electoral past, or will it continue the cycle of disillusionment? The answer lies not just in the hands of leaders but in the will of the people. Because in the end, democracy is only as strong as those willing to fight for it. Thanks for watching Naija News Series. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video and don't forget to subscribe for more breaking news and in-depth analysis.